Hey YouTube, Axel Fireflurry here. This is kind of a Pokemon service announcement. I'm just going to be going by and telling you about a very hazardous and very rude and disrespectful PokeTuber and just person all around. Now, backstory really fast. I want to sum this up really fast. He was really disrespectful to a lot of people on YouTube. There are good PokeTubers. He ends up insulting Gino Ramos. Gino Ramos made a video about it. I'm going to link that video in the description so you have a better idea about it. And a few battle videos from what me and a couple of friends have experienced, so you have a better idea on how this player battles, so you can understand where I'm coming from on this video. And I'm going to try to keep this kid anonymous as best as I can, but I do end up skipping out on video 3 on blocking out his name, so please don't hunt him down. I'm just saying ignore him, and if you see him and if he challenges you, just ignore it, decline, do whatever. He's not worth it. He's really an asshole, and I'm just going to show you how he went from being an okay friend and me wanting to figure out about him to a total asshole. So we have the first clip, and this is, I either beat him, we end up battling 4 times. It's either when I beat him or I lost him. We end up battling 4 times. He wins twice, I lose twice. And he wants my Gastrodon. I tell him no, I'll breed it for him. He doesn't want it, but that's okay because I just don't want to breed. So on this next clip, oh my gosh, so I'm just talking to him. And, oh yeah, this is where I upload the rematch. Ask him if he's going to upload a rematch where I just creamed him. He didn't upload it. And later he goes on to say he just doesn't upload slow battles. And by slow battles, when he loses, but then he wants my Greninja now. And I tell him no, and I do end up breeding him a modest Greninja. I mean, just to show that I'm not here to cause any problems, and I do want to be friendly. And I breed him the Froakie, as you'll find out. And I even give him my extra Charizard Y stone, Charizard Y, because I do have 3. He gives me a Dunsparce and a Riolu. The Riolu is pretty good. It has 4 outstanding IVs. It has the egg moves. I didn't check out the Dunsparce that he sent me. Eventually I'll get to it, if I can actually find it, but who cares. Okay, so this is where we start talking about his video. And so, I mean, he got a lot of hate, and a lot of people are disrespecting him, and I'm like, well, people are just causing you problems if they're cussing you out or whatever, and they're just being rude and disrespectful. You just be an adult, and you ignore them. And that's just the advice I give him, and I do make the mistake and give you the clip twice, and I do apologize for that, but that actually gives me a bit more time to tell you a bit more, but I am trying to, help him out as the best way I possibly can, to show him that it's not okay what he's doing, and it's not okay for anyone else to do, and if somebody does do it, you just be an adult, and you don't respond, you just ignore it. So, in this clip, he actually starts talking about how he's like, oh, I know the game so well. He's an okay player, and the people he usually battles either make really bad mistakes, or they're just using lower tier Pokemon. You don't take UU Pokemon to a battle where your opponent's using OU. This kid uses OU, UU a lot, but oh well. So this clip, this is where I'm actually helping him build his team, because he just relies on Whirlwind, Stealth Rock, Skarmory like no other. For the most part, I barely see him battle without his Skarmory, so plan around that if you see it. So this is where he wants me to breed him a Granbull. So this is the 3rd Pokemon he wants me to breed for him. So, and I do breed it for him, because I only end up sending him the Snubbull, which turns into the Granbull, and there'll actually be proof if he starts claiming that I did not give him the Granbull or the Greninja. Here's the proof of it, and the next clip is the proof on the Granbull. So I give him the Granbull, and I tell him the backstory of why I nicknamed it Salty Nips. It's not just because of the really funny backstory, but I can kind of see him taking credit for having that Pokemon, like, oh, he got it, he bred it, or whatever, and it's all him. He didn't get any help from it, from anyone. So there's the proof that I sent it to him. Okay, so this is where we start talking about Talonflame, where it shows that he's really not entirely competent when it comes to what kind of Pokemon are, like, as in what kind of roles that they should play. I mean, I've never seen a special attack Talonflame, but if you have, or if you use it, I've never seen it, so I just say that's a really dumb decision. So, next clip, yeah, this is where he tells me I'm his only friend. So this is where he admits that he has nobody else in the world, and that he should have remembered this before he started making the really stupid mistakes that he makes near the end of the movie. And I apologize for so many clips. I just wanted to get everything out there. So, another clip, I just want to check in on him, make sure everything's okay. You know, just being an all-around good guy, because, you know, he's, for the most part, he hasn't been rude to me, and I'm not going to hate somebody just because he attacks somebody else. Now, if you attack my friend, yeah, we'll have a problem, but that's another story. And this is where he actually ends up calling out somebody I have great respect for. I'm willing to consider her my friend, and I guess I should have gotten her permission to leave her name unblocked, but Heather Souza, if I pronounce your name right, you have great input, and I love what you have to say, and thank you for your help in conversations. So, so this is our third battle out of the 4, and he does beat me again. So right now he has 2 wins, I have 1, and so I ask him if he's going to upload it, because he only uploaded the one where I beat him, no, where he beat me, but not the one where I beat him. So I ask him about it, he says no, and he's like, are you going to complain about it? I tell him no, as you can read clearly on the page. And I just realized I didn't block out his name. So that's another story. Okay, so this is where he complains, and I tell him, well, you pissed people off, and it's hard to win people's trust and respect once you lose it. Again, I wish he had remembered this when we get to near the end of the video, but I'm trying to give him advice, but he clearly doesn't listen. Okay, so now he starts thinking that I'm the reason he's getting all this hate and all the dislikes on his videos, which I find funny because I will rarely talk to people on YouTube, and it's normally through comments. The only person I've ever really talked to on YouTube is Heather, and we only talk about battle strategies and all that good stuff. But, so he ends up battling a friend of mine later today, well, earlier today, I guess, and my friend, he admits that he just threw a team together, he didn't plan very well, and that he just got a throw-together team, and that he didn't make bad plays, and he goes out and says that my friend's just an awful player, which I don't think is okay. The only time you should call somebody an awful player is if they, like, hit a fairy with a dragon type move. So, okay. So now, they end up having a rematch. My friend actually put together a real competitive team, and through the first half of the battle, this kid, he is so scared. He's like, oh crap, I'm losing. He's like, crap, I lost. There's no way I can win. He does end up losing, by the way, but that's another thing. So here's another clip of them during the battle. He's just he had a really rough start, and because he did run from one of my battles with him, it's one of the ones where I did beat him, and so I'm sitting here, just don't run, and you did run from me before. He's like, oh, I would have run from anyone. I'm like, you know, you ran from me before. So it's just more of me just telling him, don't run, and there's a chance that he actually wants my friend to clone his team that he ends up beating the kid with. He's like, oh, will you have him clone the team for me? And I don't think that's okay, because I think that's cheap and cheating, and proves that he has no skill. And then I actually called him out and said, well, you did say that my friend was a bad player. And I tell him, well, no, you did. And in the last clip, it even proves it. And now he starts trash-talking me, which is... We're coming to the end, I promise. I so promise. I'm sorry for all the clips, but you can see that he started trash-mouthing me as soon as I called him out on his bullshit, but whatever, and then he starts, saying that I'm a terrible player. Okay, for the most part, this kid uses nothing but genned Pokemon. If you see a Pokemon that looks like it's genned, heads up, I got it from trades from people and from GTS and Wonder Trade, so I'm not entirely sure if they're genned or not. I'm sure those legends are... I know the legends are genned, but anything that's breedable, I have bred myself. So he just goes on and starts just completely showing me a lot of disrespect, calling me trash, saying I'm a terrible player. And then he says I basically insulted him on his video. I told him you made a mistake, and I bred for you and support. And I even tell him I'm the only person who's been supporting you through all this, but clearly he doesn't understand or respect that or care. And then I tell him, okay, if you're going to be disrespectful to me, I'm going to post a video to make sure that people stay away from you. He says, I'm a punk. This is what I mean. I've barely been around 3 days ago, and you can't even take a joke. Okay, you don't call somebody trash and a terrible player and talk shit on them and then say that that's a joke. It's not a joke. So he ends up calling me several times. We end up talking for like an hour, and this whole time he wants me to give him a hypno he's been wanting me to breed for him. So I don't give it to him because, I mean, I'm just not going to reward people. But thank you for watching.